The current ratio of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 2.37. The current ratio is used by investors to determine whether a company can pay short-term and long-term debts. The current ratio looks at all the liquid and non-liquid assets compared to the company's total current liabilities. A high current ratio indicates that the company has little trouble managing their working capital. A low current ratio, when the current liabilities are higher than the current assets, indicates that the company may have trouble paying their short-term obligations. When it comes to equity investing, being too confident may be just as detrimental as not being confident enough. Many investors may think they are making all the right moves when the markets are riding high. This may be the case, but sometimes it might be good fortune. Finding confidence to make trades in down market environments may make the difference between a good portfolio and a great portfolio. It can also be quite easy to confuse skill with a long-term bull market. Many bad decisions may still get rewarded when the market keeps heading higher. On the other end of the spectrum, having too much self-doubt may leave an investor with way too many what-ifs. Managing confidence in the markets may play a pivotal role when making tough investing decisions. Finding that perfect balance between the needed gusto and the correct amount of caution may help ease the burden moving forward in the equity market. Volatility and price. Stock volatility is a percentage that indicates whether a stock is a desirable purchase. Investors look at the volatility 12 meters to determine if a company has a low volatility percentage or not over the course of a year. The volatility 12 meters of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 31.0186. This is calculated by taking weekly log normal returns and standard deviation of the share price over 1 year annualized. The lower the number, a company is thought to have low volatility. The volatility 3 meters is a similar percentage determined by the daily log normal returns and standard deviation of the share price over 3 months. The volatility 3 meters of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 25.8216. The volatility 6 meters is the same, except measured over the course of 6 months. The volatility 6 meters is 28.9412. We can now take a quick look at some historical stock price index data. NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, presently has a 10-month price index of 1.18269. The price index is calculated by dividing the current share price by the share price 10 months ago. A ratio over 1 indicates an increase in share price over the period. A ratio lower than 1 shows that the price has decreased over the time period. Looking at some alternate time periods, the 12-month price index is 1.38202, the 24-month is 1.96277, and the 36-month is 2.1412. Narrowing in a bit closer, the 5-month price index is 1.48193, the 3-month is 1.23411, and the 1-month is currently 1.1865. The leverage ratio of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 0.31618. Leverage ratio is the total debt of a company divided by total assets of the current and past year divided by 2. Companies take on debt to finance their day-to-day operations. The leverage ratio can measure how much of a company's capital comes from debt. With this ratio, investors can better estimate how well a company will be able to pay their long and short-term financial obligations. C-score. NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, currently has a Montier C-score of 1. This indicator was developed by James Montier in an attempt to identify firms that were cooking the books in order to appear better on paper. The score ranges from 0 to 6, where a 0 would indicate no evidence of book cooking and a 6 would indicate a high likelihood. A C-score of -1 would indicate that there is not enough information available to calculate the score. Montier used 6 inputs in the calculation. These inputs included the growing difference between net income and cash flow from operations, increasing receivable days, growing days sales of inventory, increasing other current assets, decrease in depreciation relative to gross property, plant and equipment, and high total asset growth. F-score, ERP5 and magic formula. The Piotrowski F-score is a scoring system between 1 to 9 that determines a firm's financial strength. The score helps determine if a company's stock is valuable or not. The Piotrowski F-score of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 4. A score of 9 indicates a high-value stock, while a score of 1 indicates a low-value stock. The score is calculated by the return on assets, ROA, cash flow return on assets, CFROA, change in return of assets, and quality of earnings. It is also calculated by a change in gearing or leverage, liquidity, and change in shares in issue. The score is also determined by change in gross margin and change in asset turnover. The ERP5 rank is an investment tool that analysts use to discover undervalued companies. The ERP5 looks at the price-to-book ratio, earnings yield, ROIC, and 5-year average ROIC. The ERP5 of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 12,026. The lower the ERP5 rank, the more undervalued a company is thought to be. The MF rank, aka the magic formula, is a formula that pinpoints a valuable company trading at a good price. The formula is calculated by looking at companies that have a high earnings yield as well as a high return on invested capital. The MF rank of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 9830. A company with a low rank is considered a good company to invest in. The magic formula was introduced in a book written by Joel Greenblatt, entitled The Little Book That Beats the Market. Shareholder yield. The QI value of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 56. The QI value is a helpful tool in determining if a company is undervalued or not. The QI value is calculated using the following ratios: EBITDA yield, earnings yield, FCF yield, and liquidity. The lower the QI value, the more undervalued the company is thought to be. The Value Composite 1, VC1, is a method that investors use to determine a company's value. The VC1 of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 73. A company with a value of 0 is thought to be an undervalued company, while a company with a value of 100 is considered an overvalued company. The VC1 is calculated using the price-to-book value, price-to-sales, EBITDA to EV, price-to-cash flow, and price-to-earnings. Similarly, the Value Composite 2, VC2, is calculated with the same ratios but adds the shareholder yield. The Value Composite 2 of NeoGenomics Incorporated, NasdaqCM, is 74.